Hey, this is Pastor George with your Midday Motivation. Happy Friday to you. This is another opportunity to live your dream and to step into your purpose. This week, I was reading in Luke chapter 1 of a story of a man named Zacharias and his wife Elizabeth. They were both dedicated workers in the church. As a matter of fact, Zacharias was a priest in the church, but they were barren. They wanted to have a child. That was Elizabeth's heart desire. One day, as Zechariah was carrying out his priestly duties in the church, an angel of the Lord appeared unto him and said, "You're going to have a son, and you have to call him John." When he heard the news, you would think that he would have been excited, but he began to doubt and said, "How is this going to happen? Man, we're old, and how is this going to happen?" And because of his unbelief, he was stricken with mute. His wife received the same news with gladness, and just as the angel of the Lord said, months later, they conceived a child. When the family gathered, everyone was excited. You could just see them talking and chattering. This is their first child, and the first thing the people began to say, "You have to name him after his father, Zacharias." Of course, it made sense. This was their first child, their only child. For years they went barren. Yeah, we have to name him after his father, Zacharias. That made sense. That's what the family wanted. But Elizabeth stood up and said, "No, his name shall be called John." People were appalled. They began to become angry and upset. And just like family do, they looked to the father. They said, "What do you have to say about this?" He beckoned for a piece of paper and he wrote down, "His name shall be called John." Immediately after they did that, his tongue was released and he began to talk. You know, in that scripture, I found the key to what holds people back from success. As you're climbing the ladder of success, oftentimes people's opinion will begin to infiltrate the original instructions that God gave you. They'll begin to just say, "You need to do it like this. Maybe you should do it like that. I think it looks better like this." And before you know it, your dream and your vision becomes a cookie cutter of somebody else's dream and vision. What was the original plan and instruction that God gave you? This weekend, I want you to begin to reflect on that and ask yourself a serious question. Am I following God's plan, the original plan that He told me to do, or am I allowing the influences, attitudes, opinions, and suggestions of others to cloud the original vision that God has given me? If you're doing that, quickly get back on track on the vision that God has given you and watch success happen. God bless you. Enjoy your weekend. Miracles at Christmas. We'll see you soon.